Okay, so I'm gonna be just reading out some of this that I wrote. Hope you enjoy it. Bit wordy, but it's for my MA. So here we go. Right. So it's thoughts on reality and authenticity in performance. That's the name of it. And now here is the meat and to veg, if you will. Right, here we go. Right. We live in a digital era with the internet being a central focus of our society. It has provided a level of connectivity which has been previously unseen. The internet has also allowed for an unprecedented number of platforms to showcase creative output, which has also come in conjunction with the time in which the means of production is becoming more affordable. This has led to a boom in contemporary performance at a grassroots level and has led to a rise of non-performers or experts, as Meg Mumford and Ulrike Garde calls them, in staging real people on the arts and effects of non-professional theatre performers in 2015. It's seen a rise of these people in performance-based roles rising exponentially. This boom can be seen in the sheer breadth of creative content is being produced and uploaded on the internet, with over 100 hours of content being uploaded to YouTube every minute, according to Ciampa in 2015. Whilst some of this content is produced by companies, performers, and artists in the traditional sense, which may or may not have online creative marketing strategies, Ciampa points out that consistently the most popular videos on the website are vlogs and other content submitted by non-performers or experts. The role of authenticity can't be understated. It is incredibly important, with YouTube's most popular categories dominated by vlogs, educational videos, and sporting events, which is from YouTube's analytics, and you can view that quite often within the most popular category on the website, all of which the previous mentioned contain experts or non-performers in performance-based roles often. It is hard to fake authenticity. It is particularly hard to fake authenticity in a video format, or indeed any format that engages multiple senses. When we work with quarantine theatre, they mention methods of breaking the fourth wall, and that hospitality is a great way to do this, as I had unknowingly done with my idea of giving away biscuits in the proposed chill out space to accompany the production of Wallflower in October this year. Hospitality is also consciously touched upon in many vlogs, purely by them often taking place within the vlogger's intimate spaces, recording in the lounge or kitchen, for example. People are drawn to authenticity and have many different social platforms to interact and engage with their favourite performers, with their performers' work, with it now being unusual for an artist not to have a social media presence in some form or another. This shift is in easily accessible digital creative methods has also handed the reins of art back to the artists rather than the traditional artistic institutions. Who is art for and who creates it are often questions that are raised within the industry. The question is often raised when power of some form is moving away from the masses in some way, as we saw with the rise of the Dadaists in the modern era as a reaction to European conflicts, according to Richter in 1965. In the postmodern era, we seem to be moving away from the creative performance industry in the traditional sense, with the term internet celebrity becoming a common descriptor for performers and experts alike. People like having their voices heard and see representations of themselves within art and culture, which could be argued that our patterns of engaging with artistic content evolves from what was formerly largely a group activity, now becoming much more of a solo one in recent time. The vlog being a great example of this, often being a solo piece to camera, regularly recorded on a smartphone, mirroring the viewer watching the piece on a smartphone themselves, often in a state of seclusion. But casting an eye on the evolution of artistic engagement and criticism of the artistic institutions in place, then showing this critique through creative output and engagement is not a new phenomena, going back as far as even Andy Warhol's Bachelor's soup cans being a statement on fine art and mass production of it. it being a comment on production and consumption of art and wider societal consumerism in a more general sense in the 1960s. We seem to be heading artistically towards an age of hyperrealism within many current art genres, from contemporary performances such as the Quarantine work Wallflower, using experts for their durational dance pieces, to the Edinburgh Prize winning Iraq Out and Loud, in which 1,444 people read out passages of the Chilcot Report in 2016, to reality television such as Big Brother, The Circle, to even video games such as Farm Machine Simulator, and gaming as a medium seeing even further hyperrealism with immersion of VR headsets coming into large-scale production, such as the Oculus Rift and the PlayStation VR. This artistic and societal movement, combined with online forums, outlets for consistent content, engagement, and social discussion on social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on, allows for a mass consumption of artistic performance content. But although it is digital and can be considered artificial in nature, perhaps this is the reason for leaning into hyperrealism by many artists as a reaction to this cultural change within our society and consumer habits, as Andy Warhol highlighted with bachelor soup cans. Oh, that was wordy, weren't it?